Okay, my love, tell everybody what you're doing.
I am sowing a couple of different kinds of corn today. This one here is specifically called glass gem corn. It is a Baker Creek heirloom, and I'm sowing, I don't know, about 24 plants I expect. I put about 48 seeds in the ground, or in the container.
And what is glass gem corn good for?
Well, it is edible once it grows just as is, heat up and eat, but mostly it's used for making popcorn, drying out and making popcorn. And now I'm going to go to the other side of the container and just plant some sweet corn. This one's a Burpee organic sweet corn. I got a value pack of that because I can use it again next year if I need to.
And what else are we going to plant today?
I might have to go in there and look what we've got left, to be honest. If we got radishes, I want to go ahead and plant those. There's a lot of stuff I plant that says direct sow, but I go ahead and plant it in the trays here because I'm not really too knowledgeable as to what the small just germinated plants look like, and I don't want to mistake them for weeds and pull them. So I want to get a little bit of growth on these before I put them in the ground. And also, as a part of why I'm doing it this way is what we're going to do for weed control this year. I'm going to put cardboard down, and I want to be able to cut right through so that these plants are already through the cardboard and they have some sun. Now there's some obvious things that's not going to be the case with. You saw in our last video I put potatoes directly in the ground. I'm going to let them grow.
Gesundheit.
I'm going to let them grow up before I put the cardboard around them. And I'm going to put some onions in the ground a little bit later today, and I'm going to let them grow up before I put cardboard around them. And then once the cardboard's down, even around those, we'll be able to plant the things that we're going to be doing a lot of companion planting this year. You see me putting corn in the ground. We're going to go ahead and do the full Three Sisters in these areas.
Now explain the Three Sisters for those who may not know.
Three Sisters is something that we Caucasians learned from the Native Americans when we first got over here. Companion planting of corn, which grows tall and strong. Pole beans, which use the corn to grow as a support to grow upwards, and those benefit the corn by putting nitrogen back in the ground. And then you put some sort of squash around that, those two, and that helps with weed control. I'm also going to do some studying on some other things that we may be able to add even to those three to help with some bug control, because we are absolutely dead set against any kind of chemicals. So if we can use one plant to help prevent bugs of another plant, we're going to do that. If we can use one plant to help fertilize another plant, we're going to do that. So that part of gardening is pretty new to me this year. Of course, I grew up on a farm. You'll see a video later about the farm I grew up on, and we were all conventional. And so companion planting and not using any chemicals is new to me. So I'm learning what plants help each other and why. And thus we're trying the Three Sisters this year, and we're trying some other companion plant. I'm going to be putting watermelon in with the potatoes. I know I decided that yesterday, and I'll be darned if I can remember today why I decided that, but that's part of what we're going to do. So let me make a sweet corn label and get it put in there, and we'll have that underway.
So what are you doing now?
I am making, or I'm staking out where I want my onions to be. So every pair of stakes will be a row of onions. I'm going to do 2 rows of red onions, 2 rows of yellow onions, and 1 row of white onions. That's just because of the flavor profile that we like and don't like. We don't really love the white onions, but we use them a little bit here and there. So we'll put a few in, but we're not going to do a bunch. Whoa!
Why did you do that?
He's still just a little bit nervous of the worms.
No, I'm not.
So here's a few more worms to take to our compost bin.
You keep scaring me.
I won't do it this time, I promise. Alright, take them up here. So we're digging our little onion trenches. Only got to be about 2 inches deep or so. And what I'm going to do is plant basically one right up against each stick of wood, and then about every 4 inches in between. So what my plan is I've got a 4-foot space.
I found another
I
rock
should
for my
have
rock collection.
about 12 onions here. So with 2 rows of yellow onions, I'll have about 24 onions planted. And the math goes on like that all the way across.
So while Chris is working on the onions, I'm going to show you some yarn that I washed and is drying today. This is some merino silk blend, and I just got it out of the wash and it's hanging to dry. And I don't do anything real fancy when I dry it, just good old-fashioned hangers and little hanger on the bottom for weight to help keep it nice and straight, and then it'll be real nice and bouncy and fluffy, because that's how I like to spin my yarn. And just wanted to show you folks that that's another part of our homestead.
Expected here. And it's been years since I've been able to have a garden. A lot of it's just been me making excuses. But I'm just excited to get back to it. And I'm glad that my wife and kids are as excited as I am, especially Mr. Digger over there. He's been burying his basketball and unburying it and burying it again. in between his little helping of me. So glad to have these in the ground. A little bit later in the year, probably 3 weeks or so. Once we get these popped up and we get the cardboard around them, I'm going to cut through on this side of my 4x4, about right here where this hand is. So on this side, I'm going to put in some butter crisp lettuce in between the rows of onions, and then on this side I'm going to put in spinach. These are onions and lettuce and spinach are really good plants, but back there is my potato patch, and spinach does not do well with potatoes, so we're going to keep the spinach on this side. With our limited space, we're doing as much companion planting as I mentioned earlier today, and trying to get as much as we can out of everything. Well, everybody, we thank you for joining us today, seeing a little bit about what we're doing. We hope that we inspire you all to step out in the garden as well, or whatever else you want to do that might be related to bettering your health and Mother Nature's health. We ask, as always, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, make a comment, share us, whatever you want to do. All of that stuff helps us. Thanks a lot. Y'all have a good day, and we'll see you again.